rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations, so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Thank you. Welcome to the 2021 organizational meeting of Wilkes-Barre City Council. A couple of comments before we do begin and have roll call. There will be a period of public comment allowed after the nomination of chair and vice chair positions are completed. They are strictly limited to the resolutions that are on the agenda, the two resolutions that you would see on the agenda. Nothing else, and they are limited to 5 minutes, and they will be, again, as I said, after the oaths of office are completed for those two particular positions. Mr. Ryan, roll call, please.
Sure. Mr. Valeska.
Here.
Mr. Marconi.
Here.
Mrs. Gilbert McBride.
Present.
Mr. Brooks.
Here.
And Mr. Barrett.
Here.
Also in attendance tonight is Mayor George C. Brown, Administrator Charles McCormick, City Attorney Tim Henry, IT Director Frank Hirschberger, Assistant City Clerk Catherine Payne, Administrative Assistant Lisa Sanfilippo, and I did say Mayor George C. Brown, correct? Okay, and City Controller Darren Snyder. Sorry, Darren.
Boy, you've forgotten.
Just one announcement. In the past, after the swearing in of the new chair primarily, the respective seats have been exchanged. But this year, we'll dispense with that due to COVID-19 restrictions. Thank you. So everyone will be in their proper chairs at the first regular meeting of council in next week. So we have nomination of the chair, motion, second, and vote. Motion?
Motion.
Mr. Ryan, I would like the pleasure of nominating Mr. Brooks as council chairperson for 2021.
I'll second it, Jim.
Okay. Bill and Mike. Mr. Valeska.
Yes.
Mr. Marconi.
Yes.
Mrs. McBride.
Yes.
Mr. Brooks.
Abstain.
And Mr. Barrett.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is the nomination of the vice chair. Motion, second, and vote.
Mr. Ryan, I'd like to nominate Beth Gilbert McBride.
Okay, Tony, and second.
I will second that.
Mr. Marconi.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Valeska.
Yes.
Mr. Marconi.
Yes.
Mrs. McBride.
Abstain.
Mr. Brooks.
Yes.
And Mr. Barrett.
Yes.
Motion passes also. So before we get into the other formal business of the resolutions, we'd like to do the swearing in at this time. Okay, Mr. Brooks first.
You sure you want to do this now?
Jim, should I move this or a little bit?
No, it's up to you. You, Mike.
Huh?
It's up to you.
I mean, if you want me out of the way.
You're good, right? We are.
Professional said he's.
If you're gonna be in, other way.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, Tony, you'd like to put your left hand on the Bible, right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Anthony T.P. Brooks,
That I will support, obey, and defend
I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Charter and ordinance of the City of Wilkes-Barre,
the Charter and ordinances of the City of Wilkes-Barre,
and that I will discharge my duties
I will discharge my duties
and obligations as chairperson
and obligations as chairperson
of City Council with fidelity.
of City Council with fidelity.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I state your name.
I, Beth Gilbert McBride,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
the Charter and ordinances
the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Wilkes-Barre,
of the City of Wilkes-Barre,
and that I will discharge my duties
and that I will discharge my duties
and obligations as Vice Chairperson
and obligations as Vice Chairperson
of City Council with fidelity.
of City Council with fidelity.
Congratulations. Okay. As outgoing Chairman Barrett, Mr. Barrett said, council will now take any questions or comments on agenda items only from the public by phone. Phone line is now open. 5 minutes, please. Agenda items only.
Mr. Ryan, may I make a comment on the one item?
Sure.
That would be resolution number B, letter B, establishing meeting dates for council. As you can see, they're only on there for the first 4 months. After considerable discussion, we thought it would be best if we just did it that way rather than posting it as usual for the full year and having to repost it later. As you know, for the past several months, we've been having combined sessions, and of course, the chairperson can decide otherwise, but I don't see much changing as far as the COVID restrictions for the next several months. Hopefully it will, but we thought it best just to do that and advertise it for the first 4 months.
Correct.
So that's why it appears the way it does.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. Okay, Mr. Brooks, want to give it a couple more minutes, or?
Any calls, Kathy? Nothing? Are we good to go? Good? Okay, Jim, we'll move on then to Resolution A, establishing the 2021 holiday schedule. Do I have a motion?
A motion.
That was Mike.
Is there a second?
Second,
I'll second.
John Marconi. Mr. Belusko.
Yes.
Mr. Marconi.
Yes.
Mrs. McBride.
Yes.
Mr. Brooks.
Yes.
Mr. Barrett.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution B, establishing the 2021 meeting dates for council. I have a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Beth.
John and Beth. Okay, Mr. Belusko.
Yes.
Mr. Marconi.
Yes.
Mrs. McBride.
Yes.
Mr. Brooks.
Yes.
And Mr. Barrett.
Yes.
Motion passes also.
Now we'll have remarks from council. Mr. Barrett?
I'm not used to going first.
Yeah.
Thank you. Certainly been a year like none other that any of us have actually seen, between pandemics, roofs, and elevators, and everything else that went on in 2020. So I certainly wish us all the best for the coming new year. Special thanks to all of you, because I know your patience was probably very thin with getting last-minute notices that you're changing meeting locations, you're no longer in your office, you're coming in, you're doing whatever it was to fulfill our obligations to fully function as city council. Special thanks to our IT director sitting there in front of us. I don't know how we would have gotten through the year without him and his staff and guiding us with being able to meet the requirements that we needed to complete. Kathy, Jim, and Lisa, special thanks to the three of you as well, because the same changes had to be very difficult for you to deal with. And I know your patience was probably a little thin at times, but we made it through 2020, and hopefully 2021 will be much better for all of us, a healthy and safe new year. So thank you to all of you, all of the city workers that have endured so well for 2020, so whether it's the police, fire, DPW, our health department now is ramping up for the COVID vaccinations, and I think we're all excited about that. Just that proverbial light at the end of the tunnel, so we hope that that goes well, and we can, all of our residents and all of us can be safer through 2021. So again, special thanks to all of you, and best of luck to our new council chair and our new council co-chair, and if I can be of any assistance to either one of you, please feel free to reach out to me. And Mayor, I'm sorry you're sitting there, your staff have been extraordinarily, messed up that word, cooperative and open to all of us throughout 2020. And I'm hopeful that we can continue that cooperation and openness that we do have, and that transparency and working together. I know we've had a few bumps here and there, but hopefully we can move forward into a more productive and safe year. Thank you for all you've done. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. Mr. Belusco.
Mr. Barrett, beginning of the year, everything started out smoothly till March hit. That's when all hell broke loose, as we all know. This council was in a disarray right to the very end. But you handled it very well. You took the bull by the horns. We wouldn't be in the place we're at now today without your work and the fine job you did. And I believe Tony will pick up where you dropped off and take the bull by the horns in 21. Again, I'd like to echo Bill's comments on Hirsch, Jim Ryan's staff, Lisa, Kathy, and the mayor and Charlie McCormick. We had a heck of a year. Let's hope things calm down. Let's hope for by our schedule by May or April, but that's wishful thinking. But again, thank you, Bill. You did a heck of a job.
Thank you,
I stand behind your year. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Marconi.
Yes, I too just want to thank one more time Mr. Barrett. He did an outstanding job. As Mr. Belusco has just said, just want to thank all the city employees also for all their hard work during the year, this trying time. It is very, very difficult. And again, I would like to thank Mr. Hirschberger as well. I want to congratulate our new chairman, Mr. Brooks, and our new vice chairman, Mrs. McBride. I'm sure they will pick right up where the others left off. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. McBride.
First, I want to thank Councilman Barrett and Councilman Brooks for their leadership this past year. It's been really appreciated getting us through all of this. I also want to thank council for your confidence in me. I'm looking forward to serve as vice chair. I'm also looking forward to the new year and working with council, Jim and Kathy, and the administration in the upcoming year. So thank you again.
Thank you. And I just want to reiterate again, I think Mr. Barrett said it particularly well. I want to thank him for his leadership and holding us together in this trying time, and everyone here at City Hall, particularly Mr. Hirschberg and all the work with the IT and Mr. Payne, Ms. Payne, Mr. Ryan, and Lisa Sanfilippo for all their help at council. And looking forward to continuing working with the mayor. We may agree sometimes, we may agree not sometimes. That's politics, but we're always working together. And with you, Charlie McCormick, and Tim Henry as well. And I look forward to a prosperous 2021, and hopefully we'll be back to normal. If our council schedule says up until April, hopefully by May we're back to normal. So Happy New Year, everyone. All right, any other?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr.
Just
Ryan.
I'd like to make one correction. Just want to correct one oversight on the roll call. I was remiss in acknowledging City Administrator Charlie McCormick in attendance also. Mr. McCormick, thanks for being here.
Happy New Year.
Very good. Anything else for the good of the order? All right, our next council meeting is scheduled for January 18th, is it? Right, 14th? We will see everyone then on January 14th. Have a motion for dismissal?
Motion.
Thank you, Mike. Happy New Year, everyone.
Also, there will be individual pictures this year so that we don't have just a rash of faces behind masks. And Kurt is going to start that process now.